Am I the asshole for not inviting my sister to my wedding after she tried to steal my fiancé? So, here's the deal. I, 28F, have been with my fiancé, 30M, for about 3 years, and we're finally getting married next month. We're super excited. But here's where things get messy. My sister, 26F, has always been a bit of a drama queen. I don't mean that in an exaggerating way either. She has this reputation for always making everything about her, especially when it comes to relationships. She's had a string of failed relationships, every single one ending in either her claiming she was too good for the guy, or in some cases, accusing them of cheating on her, even though the truth was she was the one flirting with other guys while they were dating. Now, she's single, and she never fails to remind everyone at every single family gathering that she's the only one without a partner. It's always, "When's it going to be my turn?" Or, "I'm so tired of being the only single one." We all used to try and be sympathetic, but honestly, it's gotten old. About 6 months ago, she started acting weird around my fiancé. We've always been a pretty close family, so it wasn't strange for my sister to spend time with us or be around my fiancé. In fact, they got along really well, and at first I thought it was nice. But then I started noticing things that made me uncomfortable. Little comments here and there from her like, "Wow, you're so lucky to have a guy like him," and "It must be so nice to have someone who treats you right all the time." They seemed innocent on the surface, but there was this weird undertone to them, something that made me feel uneasy. I brushed it off because, well, she's my sister, right? What could possibly happen? But then one night, she texted him directly, saying how great he looked and how she missed hanging out with him. This was a huge red flag for me. I mean, who does that? I was uncomfortable, but I thought maybe I was just being paranoid, so I decided to let it slide. Maybe it was just her way of being friendly, I thought. But something in my gut told me it wasn't just that. Fast forward a few weeks, and things only got worse. A mutual friend of ours, a friend who's always been really trustworthy, pulled me aside one day and told me that my sister had been flirting with my fiancé behind my back. She had been texting him, sending him these innocent messages, but the tone was anything but. She would compliment him constantly, joke about how they'd make a great couple, and even told him that he should reconsider who he was with. My heart sank when I heard this. I felt betrayed, not only by my sister, but by the entire situation. I confronted her about it the next day, and she had the audacity to laugh it off, saying it was just a joke. A joke? How is that funny? I was furious. This wasn't something to laugh about. This was my relationship she was messing with. I told her straight up that I couldn't trust her anymore, not after she crossed that line. But even after this confrontation, she didn't seem to care. She never apologized, never acknowledged how hurtful her actions were. Instead, she kept pushing the boundaries. At family gatherings, she'd make snide comments, things like, "You know, I could probably make him happier than you can," or "He'd be better off with someone who understands him." I don't know if she thought she was being funny, but it hurt. It hurt more than I could ever express. It was like she was deliberately trying to sabotage my happiness. And honestly, I didn't know what to do. The final straw came when we were planning the wedding. I was making a guest list, and as much as it pained me, I decided I couldn't invite her. How could I have someone at my wedding who had been actively trying to ruin my relationship? I talked to my fiancé about it, and he supported my decision. He was just as uncomfortable with her behavior as I was, and he didn't want any unnecessary drama on what was supposed to be the happiest day of our lives. So I made the choice. No invitation for her. Of course, as soon as word got out, all hell broke loose. My family was divided right down the middle. Some of them said I was overreacting, that I should just let it go and invite her, because she's family. My mom, in particular, was furious. She kept saying, "She's your sister. You can't just cut her out like this. And you'll regret it if you don't let her come to your wedding." But how could I let her be a part of something so special when she had been so disrespectful and hurtful? My mom is all about keeping the family together, no matter what. So she doesn't see it from my perspective. To her, this is just a silly argument that I should forgive and forget. But for me, it's about trust. How can I trust my sister after everything she's done? It's not just about the wedding, it's about the future. How can I have her in my life if she's going to continuously cross these boundaries and think it's okay? My dad and a few of my other relatives have been more understanding. They agree that she crossed a major line, and that it's up to me whether I want her at my wedding or not. But still, the whole situation has left me feeling incredibly torn. On one hand, I feel like I'm doing the right thing by protecting my relationship and my happiness. But on the other hand, I can't shake the guilt. I keep asking myself if I'm overreacting, if I'm being too harsh. I mean, she is my sister, and part of me wonders if maybe, just maybe, I should be the bigger person and let her come to the wedding. But then I remember all the hurtful things she said and done, and it makes me so angry. Why should I have to be the one to forgive when she hasn't even apologized or taken responsibility for her actions? So now, here I am, stuck between trying to protect my relationship and dealing with the fallout of family drama. Am I the asshole for not inviting my sister to my wedding? Am I being too harsh for wanting to protect my relationship and not wanting her there after everything that's happened? I just don't know anymore.